Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Come on, camera.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Nisha. Good afternoon, Pranali.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Sushant.
Good
Al-
afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Al- Rajiv. Good afternoon, Saili. Harsh.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
How are you after a long time?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Apurva. Good afternoon, Akhil. Good afternoon. Akhil can't hear you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Okay, Chirian, where were you last time?
Ma'am, I've been traveling quite a lot, ma'am. So I just kind of reached back and have to be traveling again tomorrow. But yeah, which is why I'm here today.
Hmm. Okay, come on, camera, please. Vihang, Himanshu, Asta, good afternoon. Thank you for being on camera. Anuj, camera से दूर मत जाओ. Prateek. Okay.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, I'll switch on the camera at 3:30 because I have to go to hospital to take my reports.
Okay. Karthik, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can I see your face?
Ma'am, 1 second.
आप क्लास में होते हो ज्यादातर?
Yes, ma'am.
पहली बार आए हो? पहली बार है क्या? हाँ, पहली बार है ना? Unmute yourself. Can't hear you.
कैमरा नहीं होनी चाहिए.
कैमरा नहीं, पर आपका अटेंडेंस में देख के मुझे बताओ परसेंटेज कितना है, बिकॉज मुझे कुछ नाम बहुत अच्छे से याद रह जाते हैं.
अटेंड करता हूँ.
हाँ,
मतलब लास्ट टाइम नहीं किया था, ये टाइम किया है.
हाँ, लेकिन वैसे भी आपका अटेंडेंस कितना है, मुझे एक पर्सनल मैसेज लिखो, परसेंटेज कितना है.
हाँ मैम, बता दूँ.
हाँ, ओके, पर अभी कैमरा पे रहोगे. Okay, so last time we had amazing presentations, so much so that I even today remember them very clearly, and the effort that you all have put into the analysis is something that I loved, because this is not something which can be copied from somewhere. It was pure your interest, your effort, something that you felt. You have put that into it and you have expressed that when you presented. So thank you so much for that kind of sincerity. All the groups who have already presented. We have two groups that are remaining, right? Pranali, one is your group.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And which is the other group?
Ma'am, Astha.
Asta, your group. ठीक है. So which group would like to go first? Pranali, are your all group members here?
Yes, ma'am. All of them are here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Then somebody can keep time. Who will keep time? Vidhi, can you please keep time? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
15 minutes, 25 minutes तक हम देंगे उनको, but 15 minutes पे एक बात बता दो कि 15 minutes हो गया है. और बाकी लोग कैमरा पे रहो. मैथ्यू, कैमरा से दूर मत जाओ सब लोग. हाँ.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When they start, Vidhi, please start time from then.
Ma'am, one of our member is not here actually. Siddesh, I think so.
Okay.
Uh,
You just check with him like when he's joining. And the other group, how ready are you? Asta, your group, is everybody there?
Ma'am, 1 second, I'm checking.
I'm calling you, ma'am.
There is Pranali's group only, right, Alok?
Yeah, we are in the same group.
Okay. Asta?
Ma'am, member of a group.
So let's wait for 5 minutes and see if Siddesh,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
calling him, na, Alok? So we'll wait for 5 minutes and even if then he doesn't join in, I mean the group can start. You can always take up his part. Okay, one of you can take his part in both the groups. Like once they are done, Astha, then your group can present. Even if those members are not there, a few of you can take their part.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, we can start if Siddesh is not here, then Pranali will take his part.
No problem.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Me and my group are going to put on more stuff. The group
Your
members
voice is breaking.
are
Is it for me or
Pranali.
for everybody?
For everybody.
Everybody.
Ujjwal, you can turn off your camera and speak. Maybe you will get better bandwidth. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the group members are Pranali Bhalgat, Siddesh Tiwari, Dishan Ghachi, Amruta Tilavani, Alok Joshi, Shivang Mishra, and me. The main important characters in this movie are Ranveer Kapoor as Janardhan Jakhar or Jordan, Nargis Fakhri as Heer Kaul, Aditi Rao Hadri as Sheena, Kumud Mishra as Khatana, Piyush Misra as Dhingra, Mofid Aziz as Jay, Shami Kapoor as Ustad Zameel Khan, and Sharnaz Patel as Neena Kaur. Over to you, Alok.
Thank you, Ujjwal. Now I'm going to talk about the background of the movie. Imtiaz Ali is the director of this film. He is one of the brilliant directors in the Bollywood industry. Actually, he finished the overall plot of the film in 2007, and he actually wanted to cast Hrithik Roshan and Kareena Kapoor in its lead role. But as we can know, Ranbir Kapoor is a versatile actor. We have seen him in many movies like Wake Up Sid and Rajniti. He has done marvelous job in that movies. So he selected Ranbir Kapoor, and Ranbir Kapoor actually his appearance got so much attention and importance that Imtiaz Ali changed the whole plot of the film. Now Shivang will tell her. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Alok. Ma'am, the film follows Janardhan Jakhar, a series of flashback, a flash forward, how a small college boy became an international rock sensation in Jordan. To chase his dreams of becoming a rock star, he wanted to be a singer. He believed that music and feelings only comes with the pain. In a process of which he meets here, a popular college girl. They both became friends, and during their friendship, his dream of becoming a musician fades away. And when she left, he got thrown out of his house because of some family issues. So he spent his after time in mosque, where he got back his passion for music, and then he got his first official album. He then traveled to Prague for his concert, and then he met here again. Uh, but then he is married now. So and then they share some intimate relationship with after which he got deported back to India because her husband filed case against him. And after then, Jordan was deported, and now he's angry, painful, and lonely. And Jordan embarks on his journey to become a rock star. That's all from my side, and next part will be covered by Amrita.
Okay, Shiva, thank you. According to me, the message of the movie was just being a good artist is not enough. You should have some emotions to express. In the movie, there was some scene जहाँ पे रणवीर को कहा जाता है कि जब तक जिंदगी में तकलीफ ना हो इंसान बड़ा नहीं बनता. And then in the movie, Ranveer wanted to have a heartbreak so he can sing with the help of that pain. But it's not that simple because after all is what about what we want. In the movie, Ranveer reaching at the top, he achieved his dream life, but he lost his capacity to live that dream. So if you want to successful in your life, you should never try to please others. Rather than you should try to be honest yourself and create your own legacy. That's what the movie signified. Now it's over to you, Pranali. Thank you.
Okay, efforts. The main drawback of the film was our heroine's voice was dubbed, so it costed a lot of audience to the movie. But other than that, I guess Nargis' face was really opt for a character like here. Then majority of the movie was shot in Prague and Kashmir. Going ahead, Ranbir's hair was given so much of appearance that Imtiaz Ali chose to shoot whole movie in the reverse order so that the long hair intro will not get disturbed for the movie. And then Ranbir also took guitar classes from A.R. Rahman. Let's move on to the irrational beliefs of the movie, irrational behavior from the movie. Self-doubt. In the very beginning, we see Ranveer involving with her in a conversation with Khatana Bhai. He says ki kya kami hai mujhme. That brings out that Ranveer is not very confident about his talent, about his music, and about himself in general. Then being hungry for attention, we see Ranveer follows here everywhere. He moves to Prague just to spend time with her, and he thinks that if he does not spend a lot of time with her, does not get his heart broken over again and again, he'll not be able to produce good music. Now third one will explain by Amrita.
Okay, the college student Janardhan, who played by Ranveer Kapoor, who desperately seeks inspiration for the musician. He thought heartbreak helps him to reach his goal and it leads him to self-destruction. So suffering is not the right motivation for the artist, which is shown in the movie. Now it's over to you, Jishan.
Now let's talk about the rational behavior. Lot of pain and sacrifice are required to be really successful in life. Glory come from pain.
Camera. I've not seen your face only.
It was. JJ has to leave his house, his family, his friends, love, and to find his true path. Giving time to himself made him analyze his life and reach to his destination. When JK was accused for false charge, he was blamed for robbery in his house. He was thrown out, which led him to Dargah. And this is the true journey started from there. There he got his identity. He realized the truth of a life. There is only the best lesson of this movie. In this situation, this led him Dargah, where he got his identity and people accept him the way he was. When nobody value you, God is still there. Just remember, things are way better than your plans. When things go tough, it come real. Just like the Sadak song which portrayed the truth and the freedom. JJ seek and wanted others to seek. The pain he has got reflected and the end people love it. Because there the song came from his soul. Thank you, ma'am, for giving this opportunity.
Jishan, you're not well. Take care of yourself, and I hope you are taking medicines.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please give them a big hand, everybody. A big hand, big hand. Yeah. Beautifully brought out. This is definitely one of the masterpieces in terms of art, this movie. But definitely the concept of rational and irrational beliefs is something can be explained very well through this movie. And I think the group did a great job in bringing that out. Yeah. Audience, certain things that you remember, you want to highlight, and you picked up from here and you remember.
I would like to speak about the part where they said they shot the movie in reverse order. That reminded me of another movie. I don't remember the name of the movie, but Amir Khan was the star in the movie. And it's a movie where it's his weight loss journey, where he put on a lot of weight and he was a fighter or something like that. So they shot the movie.
Was it Dangal?
Dangal.
They shot that movie also in reverse order. He said, why would I end the movie by becoming fat? So he started the movie in reverse order. He was fat at first, and then all of that training, he reduced his weight and he was like completely fit and fine when the movie was over.
Yeah, that's also very motivating for them also when they decide to put on weight. And it's like something that, yes, there is an outcome here only. I mean, you don't have to, after the movie, you have to go and reduce the weight. But it was Amir Khan or Salman Khan?
Amir Khan.
Amir Khan, man.
Amir Khan.
Ma'am, also Salman Khan, I think he did it for Sultan.
Sultan, because Dangal was about not Amir Khan, it was about the daughters, right?
Yes, I think it was Sultan.
I think it was Sultan, that Amir Khan movie, jahan pe Anushka is.
Ma'am, it was
No, ma'am,
both
it was,
the
it was
movies.
Dangal.
Huh?
But because in starting
Dangal
part of the movie,
Hmm.
the Amir Khan was very fit because he was also a state champion.
Okay.
So he has to show that part because that's why he became fit.
Okay, understood. Because in Salman Khan movie, it is the sequence is correct only. It's linear only. But what Matthew is saying is, in the initial stages, it is like he is fit. So they went in reverse. Okay.
Same goes with the movie Kabir Singh, where he pre-shooted the part of that drunk guy, and after that he became the college student.
That is a movie that is a very good example of irrational belief. में तो इसकी बहुत ही मजा आ जाएगी वो movie आपने जो नाम दिया है उसका. Yeah. Okay, and one other thing, the group brought out the irrational beliefs and rational beliefs very well. So if you look at the irrational beliefs में अगर आप ज़्यादा पढ़ोगे, because it's a very interesting psychological theory, rational emotive behavioral theory, REBT it is called. Dr. Albert Ellis, जिनका आपने unconditional self acceptance video है, you have watched. He is the founder of my initial person who actually rational wala theory जो लेके आए थे वो Dr. Albert Ellis है. So in this theory, if you read further, you realize that there are some specific generalized irrational beliefs that people have. And what they brought out, so it was one is like about inferiority. When individuals develop this irrational belief that I am inferior to others and undeserving, less deserving than others. That is one of the irrational belief, that self-doubting you said. Approval is a very strong irrational belief, IB, that I need others' approval to exist. Otherwise, it's an existential crisis. So I think that they brought out very well. And on the other hand, even there is an irrational belief of comfort. कि भाई हमको हमेशा लाइफ में ऐसा चाहिए कि हमको कंफर्ट चाहिए. सो इफ समथिंग इज, मुझे मेहनत करना पड़ा तो मुझे वो बहुत बड़ा चीज लगता है. सो समथिंग दैट मेनी पीपल अवॉइड, गोइंग आउट ऑफ देयर कंफर्ट जोन, दैट इज एन इरैशनल बिलीफ. और उसका ऑपोजिट होता है कि इन लाइफ whenever you go through pain, you kind of grow and you achieve things, you become better. That is a rational counterpart of it. और इन्होंने वो ग्रुप में ये भी लेके आए, like when you through pain and suffering and whatever hardships you face, you learn and you become better version of yourself. So that was a rational belief they brought out also. Okay, anybody else in the audience, anything that you remember? Abhijit?
Yes, ma'am.
One thing that you remember?
From Rockstar movie.
The presentation, not movie. Something that you remember that you can connect with what they said, then also it's fine.
That he goes out of his way and proves others wrong. And also he fights for his love.
Okay.
That's all it matters in life, not material. He's not into materialistic things. He's in emotional level.
Yeah, that is another very good observation, that he always does, the character is always focused on what he feels.
Yes.
Not just in materialistic angle. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Pallav, you were trying to say something?
Yes, no, I was I have read somewhere that the drunk part, which is shot in the movie, he was really drunk, and he was very high while shooting that part in the movie.
Okay, Ranbir Kapoor.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am, and one more thing they have pointed out that artists go through in pain to become successful, which is not true in real life. Like, not all artists go through pain to become successful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another important point, Sakshi, you make कि जो ये हमारा art industry है, movies and all, they kind of somewhere they exploit this need, of us, wherein they kind of exaggerate pain and suffering, और उसको art की तरह present करते हैं, which in their what they are doing is also not wrong, because अगर आपने बचपन में figures of speech पढ़ी है, तो there is something called exaggeration as a figure of speech, hyperbole पढ़ा होगा, है ना? That is a form of speech. It is a figure of speech which is used to bring out some effect. तो poetry होता है, art होता है, वो extreme level पे जाता है just to kind of create something very artistic. But people need to be educated. Children need to be educated when they grow up that this is exaggeration. We studied it, hyperbole, exaggeration, as just figure of speech. But what is the practical implication of it? That yes, our artistic people can use hyperbole and exaggeration to kind of make their point, and that brings out creative excellence. But that doesn't have to be literally taken to heart. ये एंगल अगर हम पढ़ा दे एजुकेशन में बच्चों को, so that would be very helpful, because when people watch movie when they are in their initial vulnerable age, they literally believe what is shown, and that exaggerated version of this pain and suffering, and that songs and all, they kind of make it sound they glorify it. Actually, it is not. It looks good on screen. It's very difficult to live that life, right? So that message, something, yes, I don't think that they should be taken up. They should be, they should not be given that freedom of creativity. But at the same time, if people are educated to understand the difference between exaggeration and reality, I think that would be a better society as a whole. Okay, fine then. We move to the next presentation. Asta?
Yes, ma'am.
Are the group members there, or?
Yes, ma'am. Everyone is.
Yes, ma'am. All are there.
Guys, one second.
Good afternoon,
Okay.
everyone. We took the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. Next slide. The group member consists of Akhil, Astha, Cherian, Gamini, Harsh, and Karthik. The main character here is Christopher Gardner, and this movie is based on real life. And it is portrayed by a great actor, Will Smith, who has given everyone the best series of Man in Black. Next slide. The Pursuit of Happiness is a real-life rags to riches story of a successful businessman named Chris Gardner. It is a very dramatic movie. It's a true story based, and it has no angle of love or romance, any kind of thing. This is the movie which gives spark and purpose of life. And now the plot will be taken by a chariot.
Cherian, are you there?
Yeah, I said don't mind me reading it out from the phone, but I made this whole note by myself. But it's kind of the main part of the slides, so which is why. So I'll be talking quite a bit about it. Yeah, so it was much evident through the plot side given here that he went through a hard phase in life since his childhood, and he's been facing loneliness ever since his father left him and his mother. Since then, he knows the bitter truth of the world that most of the time people are not there with us through the bad times and not, and only the ones who actually love you or wants to take care of you will stay through those tough times. It is also because of his past that made him the man throughout the movie, where we see someone who's not ready to give up no matter what, even when he had to take shelter inside the metro toilet. Chris had invested heavily in a device known as a bone density scanner, but they did not sell as much as he expected. Even with all the discouragement which he faced almost every day, because of all the huge losses, he had still wear his jacket and polish his shoes every day and face every single man with a happy smile, which I feel all of us should learn from him. As Chris also tries to figure out how to sell them, his wife leaves him, he loses his house, his bank account, his credit cards, and even after all these unlucky factors, he knew he had to keep trying so that his son wouldn't starve. Forced to live out in the streets, he took on a job as a stockbroker. But before he can receive his pay, he needs to go through 6 months of internship. So basically, it was like he had to put all his 6 months of time without a pay. The only thing going through his mind was to give his son a happy and deserving life, which every other parent would want to do that. But the extra mile he took to go every day, just by believing in the process, Chris got the job of a stockbroker with a fixed pay, and it was when he started tearing up that all of us understood the true meaning of happiness. Now over to you, Gamini.
Thank you, Cherin. So I would specifically try to point out the spelling of our movie Happiness. So if you see the movie in the starting scene itself, there is an instance like in front of the daycare building, the spelling of happiness is spelled incorrectly. So Chris would always point it out. So I think the major problem, personally, from my point of view, he was not trying to fix the spelling of happiness. It was just the loss of emotion present from his end, because he won't feel that kind of happiness. He would just try to fix the spelling of happiness, taking out his frustrations on thing in a way. So that was his loss of feeling that was coming out. And also the movie has an offbeat angle. Usually it is seen that father has a very sweet doll like emotion for their daughters, and mother are more protective and caring towards their son. But in this movie we get to see an angle wherein we see a relationship between a father and son. And though the father has lost everything, he has been kicked out of his house, he does not have a better place to live at. He's living on the street, he's running with the hippies, his wife has left him, and he's at a very low point. His son is always there giving him some sorts of inspiration. And there is an instance wherein his son loses his favorite Avenger toy, and he's crying over it, and after a certain point he forgets about it, and he tells his father that daddy, I love you and I'm proud of you. So even though he's at a very bad point in his life, his son is that one ray of hope he has that keeps him going over and over again. So he also inspires his son, saying that you have to do it. Like, you're not supposed to stop doing something just because someone tells you that you can't do it further. And I think we all can very well connect with Chris Gardner's emotions and the scenario that is taking place in his life, because we all are beaten to dust at certain point, be it the COVID or some other instance. And it is quite often said that it is not everything, or happiness most importantly is not about the money. But it is money itself cannot buy happiness, but what money brings to you, the value it adds to your life, is what matters in the end. So in this movie also, it is taught to us that you need to go out of your way. You may face hurdles, but you go out, work, get that money and get your dreams fulfilled, because nothing in this world is for free. So this was about the message of the movie from my perspective. Moving on to the next slide, which would be talking about the rational and irrational beliefs. So basically, in the rational belief in this particular movie, we can see that the ups and downs Chris faces in his life. He lost his car because he couldn't pay the parking tickets. He was kicked out of the apartment, and he had so many obstacles in his life. He was broke, and he invested all his savings in one particular business that wasn't fruitful at all. So that is a rational belief in the rational behavior that we observed. The irrational behavior would be, it was a very funny scene wherein he wanted to impress the manager. So he sat with him in the taxi, but when the fare, he saw the fare, taxi fare, and he didn't had that kind of a money. So he just opened the taxi door and he ran away. So I think that is not very believable kind of a scenario. It is not an auto wherein you could just run away. So that is one irrational behavior that we observed. Moving on to Akhil, I would like to take him forward.
Okay, so first rational belief from my side will be life will get tough. So Chris is going through the worst part of his life with having no money to pay bills and rents and daily to daily expenses and winding marriages. Getting discouraged is easy, but believing and fighting back is tough. And one who doesn't quit is often the one who is succeeded. So in this movie, Chris has given a message to an inspiring a dialogue to a kid that don't even listen to somebody telling you can't do something, not even me. You got a dream, you got to protect. When people can't do something themselves, they tell you that you can't do something. You have to achieve something, you have to change something, you want something, so go and get it. And second rational belief will be irrational belief will be spending the entire savings in an unstable business. So from this point, we all know that investing a part or some amount of money in unstable business is very illogical. So if you know that the business is unstable and it in future it is no profit making, so why you have to invest money in that business, but particularly. Over to you, Asta.
Thank you, Akhil. So, my point is irrational behavior, ma'am. That dream internship at the brokerage firm. So, basically, he got the dream internship. His life struggle and being from an improvised background didn't stop him from dreaming big. One of those mundane days, after dropping his kid at the daycare center and trying to sell the medicine machine, he came across someone who worked at prestigious brokerage firm. So he got his internship. Now, my point, irrational behavior. My point is risking future again in an unpaid internship. So basically what happened in the movie is it is shown that Chris is broke and he don't even have a roof on his head, and he is doing unpaid internship, which is illogical to me, as he has a kid to take care of, and normally people don't do unpaid internship. I They are broke and they don't have a single penny, but they do work for the money for their family unwantedly also, so that they can take care of the family. That's the reason I found it irrational. Over to you, Harsh. Thank you.
Thank you, Asta. So, rational behavior, no one can stop you to be a king. So, there's a scene where the Chris, the main character, tells to his son that if you believe that you are the king, then you are a king. Don't let someone else tell you that you are this or you're that. You've got to believe in yourselves. So, rather than expecting someone else telling you that you should do something, you are the king of your own life. No one can stop you to be a king. So, believe in yourselves. Over to you, Jaden.
Thank you, Harsh. So the rational behavior, what I'll be talking about here is about the meaning of happiness. So nobody, I don't think anyone is able to understand the true meaning of happiness without you're able to actually being deserving to take it, right? So in the movie itself, it's like in different phases. The first phase, he talks about how he was a stupid guy where he invested so much money in an unstable business. And then later it's about the second phase about hardship. So in that hardship, he talks about everything what he's been through, like his wife leaving him, and then he was so adamant in having his son with him. I mean, the reason what made him keep going was his son, to see his son every day. And then how they face the kind of hardships every day. And then the third phase was the last 10 minutes of the movie where he got the internship. No, after the internship, after the 6-month internship, he got the job which he was looking for. And then the scene is like where he starts tearing up just when the interviewer tells him that he got the job. And then that's when he says like, this is the last phase of my life, and it's known as happiness. So it also tells us that everything, like when you've been so much into something, doing all the hardships in life, it's like you truly deserve what you need, right? So and then happiness is not just in a smile. Happiness, it can also be crying. And in the movie, it shows then he's like sobering up over there, and then they show that is the final phase of happiness. And then it need to be the same for everyone also. So, and the next one, irrational behavior, that is a man who is held, like Chris was held in a prison overnight because of unpaid parking tickets. So it's actually irrational because not everyone who has a car needs to be rich to pay off his bills or taxes, right? So it could be that he bought his car when he was rich at one point of time, and then later his situation needn't be the same. So what happened is the day when he got caught by the cops. So what happened is he was at home painting his walls because he couldn't pay the rent, and then to the house owner. So he said he made a deal over there saying, "I'll paint the house. So can you cut off the rent for this month?" So he was painting the house, and that same night, the cops came and they're like, they had to take him to the station because he didn't pay the parking tickets. So it would have been easy for the cops just to make him pay the fee and then leave him. But they said this is a punishment and you have to stay the whole night. And then the very next day is when his internship interview is going to happen at 10 a.m. And then they said he had to stay there till 9:30. And then he was all in his house rags with a lot of paint all over him. So if he had to get out from the station at 9:30, he wouldn't be able to change and wear a proper good dress to go to the interview. So it is like totally irrational. But he managed to run from the station and go for the interview directly with the same clothes. So yeah, I think he handled it pretty well. That's it. Over to you, Karthik.
Racism. As we all know, racism exists in real life also. But as this movie has shown, the person, Will Smith was removed from his house directly without giving him any extension period. So I think that is a very irrational behavior. Anyone would give 1 or 2 days of uh, extra for paying the rent. So I think it is a irrational behavior from my end. Next slide, please.
Last 1 minute.
Next slide. Secondary data. We collected the secondary data of the movie Pursuit of Happiness. The genre of the movie is heartfelt and drama. The IMDb ratings of the movie are 8 out of 10. The budget of the movie was $55 million. The total box office collection was $307.1 million. The movie is nominated once for Oscar, and the total runtime of the movie is 117 minutes. The next slide will be continued by Harsh.
Yeah, so the movie quotes. Movie quotes are normally the dialogues of the movies that are delivered by the Chris. They all looked happy, so damn to me. Why couldn't I look like that? This is the scene where Chris is struggling in the life and he sees all the beautiful, happy faces. And then where he delivers this dialogue, the world is your oyster. It's up to you to find the pearls. So this is the dialogue where he delivers to his son. He tells to his son, this is the world of your oyster. It's up to you to find your pearls. Next slide, please. Okay, so the famous dialogue, everyone knows here. Don't ever let somebody tell you can do something. Not even me. All right. You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can do something themselves. They want to tell you can do it. If you want something, go get it. Period. In this scene, Chris tells his son to pursue his dream no matter what others say. There are people who will stop you because they could not do it. If you dream it, you have to achieve it. Next slide, please. I'm not what happened to me. I'm what I chose to become. So Chris tells to himself, because this situation is not about only him. He is now because he has took the decisions of his life. Maybe happiness is something that we can only pursue, and maybe we can actually never have it, no matter what. So happiness is the only thing that he was pursuing, he was looking for. And the last dialogue, which you can see, this part of my life, this part right here, this little part is called happiness. And when he gets the job, he delivers this dialogue. Next slide, please. This is a short video. Is it audible to you, ma'am?
No, I think the audio
Not audible.
Okay, so let me explain you what the scene is. So this is the last part of the movie where Chris has completed his internship, he's completed his targets. Now he goes to the job, and now the interviewer tells him that you are now selected. From tomorrow, you are the employee, not the intern. So that's look on the eyes. You can see the Chris Gardner's eyes. He is in happy state of mind because he knew that he achieved it, and now from that onwards he'll settle up the things, and he will the good things. He will able to buy a good stuff for his children or for his son also. So this look in his eyes that he achieved something that he wanted it. If you want something, go get it. Paid it. That's it. Next slide. Okay.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Harsh. And this is a short examples of awards and nominations about Pursuit of Happiness. Academy Awards USA Oscar nominee was Best Performance by Actor in a Leading Role, that is Will Smith. Top Box Office Films, Escape Film, and Television Music Awards 2007. The Best Song of the Year. Teen Choice Awards, Choice Movie Drama. The dramatic of the movie were excellent at that over a period of time. Yeah. So before moving towards, I would like to explain the efforts required for this film. Will Smith agreed to allow his son to give audition for this film. Will Smith was emotionally detached with his family. Will Smith learned Chris Gardner's personality and impacted his thought. So it is very difficult to learn the other person personality and to act as well as it is same. Yeah. Moving towards the conclusion, we all carry dream with us, but not all of us put our heart and soul in it. We aren't taught to believe in our dreams against all odds, against what others have to offer about them, against our social and economic standing in society. So Chris came from a marginalized dream of a far better life for his son and himself. What makes him special is his resilience and his faith in his dream, and is something that differentiates him from the measure of us. We seek validation for our dreams from our parents, friends, and family. And that somewhere trying to fit in, we lose our dreams. We stop dreaming and remind ourselves of how immature we are to think of such things. So thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us this opportunity. Yeah.
Lovely. I love the depth at which you handled it and so much in detail. Please give them a big hand, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
So much, ma'am.
Beautifully done. I mean, all the the quoting the dialogues from the movie, even you wanted to show the video, and quite an in-depth analysis was done, and the rational irrational belief was also done very well. In fact, this is one of my favorite movies. It's a movie that is so positive in its approach, and it's like anytime you really want to get some motivation, you should watch this movie. And one of the factors is, of course, Will Smith's acting. He's very powerful. I mean, definitely, it's like a class apart movie. Gaurav?
Yes, ma'am. So to me, this was the best presentation actually of both that yesterday and today. And great job, great selection. Basically, these movies, ma'am, The Pursuit of Happiness.
Gaurav, you there? We lost you.
His voice is like.
Ma'am, honestly, it was a task for us to draw irrational beliefs in this particular movie because it is so well knit and it's so perfect. So we were like thinking of adding another movie to draw a parallel for irrational belief, but we thought that even if we are able to find one or two irrational beliefs, we can proceed with it.
Fair enough. Fair. Totally agree with you. I was going to say next that only that in a movie like this, you have been able to find out rational
Rational.
belief. That means you have really done a very detailed analysis and you have watched the movie a number of times. Yes, Gaurav, you're back. You are saying something.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
No, ma'am. So what I'm saying is a wonderful job done, and I think to me this is the best presentation that I saw.
Yeah, it was very well done presentation, very well made. Well.
Thanks, Gaurav.
Anybody else from the audience? Anything that you remember from the presentation and anything you would like to add to this?
Yeah,
The
ma
secondary
okay.
data was really nice. The Oscar, what they got, like it got nominated for the Oscar. Then the time limit of the movie, the efforts, the millions, how much millions it took for the movie to make, and if that slide was really very nice.
Yes, the additional
Yes,
data,
ma'am.
secondary
I
data.
really like the conclusion part of it because it was a brief summary of the entire thought process about rational behavior about the movie. So I really like the conclusion part.
Yeah, all these things are very, very, done by the group. This is something that is not taken from anywhere. It's like they have taken that effort and created that content. So that was something I was totally floored with. Rajiv?
Ma'am, one line from the movie that don't let anyone else to let you know what you have to do. So that's a great line from the movie.
Yeah, though this really movie has amazing dialogues. I mean, it's definitely something that you should, keep.
Yes, ma'am. This movie, in fact, has so many quotes that you can read them, just read them along. In fact, one of my favorite quote was that do something that you love whatever you're doing, go up and be tough enough. वो sun वाला quote, make sure that the sun doesn't come up, whatever you do. And this film, ma'am, honestly speaking, is the ultimate Bible to motivation, or any motivation that you need at any point of life.
Yeah, and something like you know that this is a real story. It is not a kind of just a story. It's somebody who has lived this life. So that gives a lot of credibility to it also. That it's not just movie.
Ma'am, also the group mentioned different awards won by that, and that shows very detailed analysis done by them, and a very good observation to pinpoint all the irrational beliefs.
Yeah, very in-depth observation, good observation skills, detail orientedness. Abhinash?
Yes, can I go now?
Yes.
Yeah, so I like the part like how they came up with the racism part. I felt that too, like while watching the movie, like he was definitely, because he was a black person, they kept him in a jail for a parking ticket. Normally they don't give like for parking tickets, they will call the people and they will just find them and they will make them go home. But because I think I think the movie is based on 1910s, I guess, 1918, I guess, something around that. So I guess that's why it was like racism wasn't at peak at that time in US, but still racism even to this point exists in the US. So I think that was a really good point that they brought out from the movie. And this movie is a great movie. Of course, there is a lot of rational. So I'm glad that they came up with so many irrational beliefs. This is a very positive movie, actually. There is one scene with Jaden Smith walking with Will Smith, and he narrates a story like one man was drowning and he asked God, please help me. One boat comes by, he says, no, God will help me. Then another boat comes by, he says, no, God will help me. Then he drowns and dies. Then when he goes to heaven, he asks God, why didn't you help me? God says, I sent you 2 boats, dummy. So that was the thing, like don't wait for anyone to do something for you, do it yourself.
And ma'am, being a marketing student, this movie motivates us to sell, how to learn selling, and its movie is completely a course pack of how to sell things and how to do marketing things.
Yeah. Also, it's exactly, that is also very interesting thing, Anuj, you kind of observe that it is a very good movie for people who are into marketing, for them to watch this movie, and a lot of lessons to learn from here. Also, the idea that this movie teaches is that it is okay to fail. Okay, it's okay to fail. So it's failures are there, they will help you learn certain things. You get up and you start again. So that idea को literally जिया है ये movie में. बड़ी बड़ी बातें बोलना one thing है, but to show it practically, how does it happen? That is what this movie has shown very beautifully.
Mom, also there is one scene because Chris also has to take care of his son. So during the internship, he used to work less hours. So he used to cut down on his time pass. He won't go to drink the water, and he won't hang up the phone. So he would just simply cut and dial again to cut down on time waste so that he's able to make much more calls. And he targeted the members who bring the boom, like who got the best revenue to the company. So he thought that I'll try to score them in order to get the internship. So he was acting in a very rational manner, and he was very practical throughout because he was devoted that I want this. I have devoted my soul to it, and I have no other means wherein I can go and earn. And he was heavily drowned in responsibilities. So I think so, and it has amazing dialogues, and we were running out of slides to put the quotes. So we put the quotes in the bottom of every page so that at least in some manner we have it in the slide.
Beautiful. That is what, so you have watched the movie, done the analysis, and you have tried as a group, tried a lot to bring that value here in the presentation, in your PPT. So that effort is visible. So I think that was amazing. Asta, you were adding something.
Yes, ma'am.
You were saying something?
No, ma'am. I'm saying thank you so much.
So there's another movie which is Shawshank Redemption. I don't know how many of you like it. That's also
Yes, ma'am. There is one more. If people want to watch inspiring content, I would like to recommend one more movie. It is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Secret Life of
Walter Mitty, Mitty. Yes, ma'am. That's one great movie as well. Like it teaches us how procrastinating is bad for us. Like daydreaming is bad for us.
Okay, fair enough. Good. We'll check that out. I'll also check out. I've not heard about this movie. Okay, fine then. So as I said, all the groups did amazing job in the presentations. In fact, all of you have given your 100% dedication, your commitment, more than 100% of commitment that is visible in the presentation. So thank you for that. Okay. The last part now, which we will continue even in the very last session that we have. So we will have our final 2 sessions on Monday, 31st January, because Wednesday next week will be a holiday because it's 26th January. So we'll not have session on Wednesday, but we have to we have 2 more sessions to go. So that will be taken on Monday, 31st. So there are that round 2 of presentations that we have to finish. That we will do in that session. In this session, we will try to finish the pending presentations of that round 1 if the candidates are here in the second lecture. As of now, I would want to, like we always do that, and these are the last few sessions. So I want to put you again in a debate or a GD situation, but I want inputs from all of you. So I'm just throwing one topic to all of you, and I want to hear everybody on this. Okay, something very recent. Anybody can guess what's the topic?
Oh, Modi.
Tech Mahindra acquired acquisition.
Okay, that can be, but I have something else in my mind. Virat Kohli.
Virat Kohli is BCCI.
Oh, Virat Kohli. Yeah,
No. Change the topic. Change the topic, ma'am.
Very good topic, ma'am.
It would be a very debating topic, ma'am.
We will limit time 10 minutes 5-7 minutes तक बोलेंगे और फिर दूसरा topic जो सुशांत
we'll just see Rohit's fan and Virat's fan fighting on.
Sorry?
Yes, exactly.
Come again?
He said
we will see Rohit fans and Virat fans fighting.
Yeah, so
we are Indian team supporter.
Let's see, we can have a rational debate, we can have a respectful debate on topics where emotions run high. Let's see how do we manage that. Okay, so as I said, debate GD mein we agree to disagree, and I would like to see that in this session where you put your point, you respect the other's point, and we coexist and we argue healthily. Okay, so the question is whether he should have resigned or not. Should have resigned or not?
Ma'am, I would like to start, ma'am. Actually, I don't think that he has to resign because it was not done good with him. Because in every time it happens, it happened with MS Dhoni also. He was forced to leave it, and it was said that he left. And the same thing has happened here also. He left, and he left two captaincies. The third was he think he doesn't get that respect that he should get. So that's why he left the third one also. So it's not that he has left by his choice. It is for his self-respect he has done and left the captaincy. That is what I think.
Also that
Also, ma'am,
he have overachieved the thing that at that age he have achieved a lot of things, and now these things are making him depressed to take this kind of step. So
But it is not like he has stopped achieving it. He's still achieving the things. He is the only captain who has got India to the Test team one, despite of changes which he did, which anyone didn't understand that he took some youngsters in the team in the Test team by leaving the experienced one. Then also he brought the team wins in Australia. So it doesn't matter that he's not achieving it.
but ma'am, the point is that the captain is always, burdened with that. He has the responsibility of winning is always on him, and the blame of losing is also on him. But if we see that the performances of the whole team, if we look at that point of view, and he was burdened because in any ICC trophies he was not able to show results. But if we see the test record of him as a captain, he was one of the most successful test captains during all of the captaincies of any of the captain. If we go look at the backtrack of any of the captain, he was the most successful in test.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
when
I
he
agree
started
with
his
the
when he
ma'am,
started
I
his
agree with the
captaincy.
point. I agree with the point of the test captainship because earlier when India used to go in the SENA country, SENA means the South Africa, England, New Zealand, Australia, the winning was like, quite a big achievement. But now if India does not win, then it is something, matter of discussion. So that's how he has set his standard at, a big level. And we have seen that he has managed everything. Like we have seen that we have got the best fast bowling attack, so this is what he have brought the improvement. And it is not like that he has got some good bowlers at the start of his career. He was playing with the same bowlers with the same attack which even Dhoni was offered. So this explains that he know how he have to use his players in the test cricket, ma'am. Because we can, if we see, no ma'am, all the statistics says that he was the best captain when it comes to like आप ऐसा बोल सकते हो कि एक तरफ MS Dhoni and Ganguly, दूसरी तरफ Virat Kohli. That would be like the equation. That's how he is talented, I believe.
Dharmit, I agree with you, but I think he's also human. There's so much stress and pressure on him. How will he play? He started playing cricket for himself, right? After that, for his country. So, in order to continue to play well, he has to have some peace of mind. So, I think it was a right decision to resign.
Ma'am, agreeing
Yes,
with
ma'am.
what
And
Akanksha said.
ma'am,
Ma'am,
the
agreeing.
burden was put on him because there was a story also which came just few days back that he's getting on the heads of the selectors. So that is not the way he should be treated. So how can he play like in that state? So
Ma'am,
that's the best thing which he did.
Ma'am, I believe that the leaving the captaincy of ODI and T20 was a good move because it was getting overburdened. But Test cricket is something which is a pure format cricket. If we see, many legends are like born in this kind of format. So he was a legend and he could have easily tackled that. There was no need, I believe. But we all know that the politics in the Indian cricket, all these fraternities happening is a lot. So that's why the main reason could be behind this resignation.
Okay.
But
Ma'am,
ma'am,
to
I
I would
feel
like
continue.
to
it
add.
is in his performance that he
So
was
I
being burdened with it
like to
as
add the point that some
Okay, Akhil, you saying something? Akhil, then Prabhamid, Karthik is also trying to make a point. We'll go to Akhil, Prabhamid, then Karthik, Akanksha again, and Partha. Yes, Akhil. Okay, Prabhamid.
yeah. So I'm
Ma'am, I was saying that it can be seen in his
yeah.
performance that he
So I'm
wasn't
audible,
able to
ma'am.
score well. Also, if we talk about the captaincy of T20 and ODI, he left the T20 captaincy, but from ODI he was dropped by the selectors itself because they wanted only one player for captain all the white ball cricket. And coming to the test part, I believe that he was getting burdened with it, because we can see it in his test performance ODI that he wasn't able to control that or handle that burden, and it was reflecting his batting performance. So he was thinking that I had to leave the captain, rather leave the team as a player. He saw that I could perform better as a batsman rather than contributing as a captain. So that's what the mindset behind leaving the captaincy, I believe, was it.
Okay, Karthik.
Ma'am, I think that no one could handle such amount of pressure as a Indian captain and as a player also. So his performance was also affected by that pressure. And as you all know, Sachin Tendulkar was also the captain, but then he himself gave up the captaincy because he couldn't perform under such pressure. So I think it was a good decision by him by giving up the captaincy of all the three formats. And
What I think
we
is
all know he was also given one more chance to captain in the next test for a single match because it is its 100th match, but he refused it.
Okay. Akanksha, then Shivang. Pratna also, I think, has been trying to say something. Yes.
So I absolutely agree with Prabneet that the burden and the stress of it was a lot. So it's the right decision because he ultimately has to focus on his performance, right? What's the point of being the captain and leading the team if he's going to not be able to handle the stress? And if anything goes wrong, he's the one who's going to face all the consequences. He's the one who's going to be bombarded by the citizens of India, the way they treat him if anything goes wrong. So I think it's the best decision that he made.
For his peace of mind. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. At this point, it's more of like what he cares. Like, if he will he be happy? Will he be like? It depends on his mental condition as well. Like being a captain for this many years, like he hasn't won any trophy, any major trophy with Indian team, but he has like made our team, our test team as number one. We won at Gaba, like nobody has won for 28 years. I don't remember the exact years, but nobody had won there for like that many years. We won there. Then in England, we won at the Lords, and that was a beautiful match, man. That was a beautiful match in at Lords. So these things, like these things, when you see it, like, but after that he won at Lords, but after next match he lost one match at, I don't remember exactly where it was. He lost, and people were on Twitter, on everywhere, on social media, people are abusing him, and so it comes to a point where he has to think about his mental health because he has a family now as well. So he has to think about his mental health. The few more years he has left, he has to perform well. So it was good for him. I don't think he wanted to step down as a captain. I think it was BCCI's decision. They pressured him. Like BCCI always pressures our players. Like the main culprits here are, ma'am, would be the selection committee. Like in the test championship final, we took Prithvi Shaw as our player. We had Mayank Agrawal and so many others, but we took Prithvi Shaw because obviously favored by Ravi Shastri. So that was like selection team's fault. So, but who got abused for that? Virat Kohli only, not nobody else.
Yeah,
So
ma'am.
that
His
was the point.
little daughter was also given rape threats. Virat Kohli's little daughter.
That is again a very different topic. That is something.
Yeah.
The cyber bullying.
So it was at this point, it was more about his mental condition, his mental health than anything else. So I think it was good for him only. Maybe he will perform even better for us now. So it was good for him. I think.
Ma'am, I'd like to add one more point in this.
Ma'am, but
yeah, okay, go ahead, Gitansh, go ahead.
Yes, so Gitansh, Sushant, Shivang also is trying to say something, and Pratna also. So we'll go to each of you.
Ma'am,
Give your major 2
ma'am,
points. Yes.
ma'am, but it was not that it was the performance pressure that he was facing. It was the pressure which was created by his own committee or selection committee, which was creating a pressure on him, and by which he was having some mental issues and he was not able to perform because he was doing well when it was not any issue of captaincy, and he was captaining well also. He has won so many good matches in India and outside India also. So it is not the pressure which was created by the team because he's handling from many years.
Okay.
No, I said it was the pressure created by BCCI only. Because
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Ma'am, what I want to say is that we all know that Virat Kohli is one of the finest batsmen our team, India team, has got ever. Now, when it comes to captaincy, yes, it kind of builds up a lot of pressure on Virat Kohli himself, wherein we can see in certain matches the performance level of Virat Kohli also goes down because of this pressure. Handling three formats of captaincy is a big task. I'm not saying Virat Kohli didn't do well in captaincy, but when it comes to captaincy and batsman, he is a better batsman than a captain, and that is the point. Even if he stepped down from captaincy, I'll say for me it's a good decision because he could now focus on on his batting skills more, and of course India team will still be benefited.
The team that
Exactly.
right? And if two people have that capability of becoming a captain, he has showcased that captainship skill.
Yes ma'am.
He definitely is a batsman, and he is somebody who is not fit for the captainship also. So he is good when he's in good area, but Virat
Yes.
Kohli has proved to be a good captain. Isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am. And the thing is, every person cannot handle the same pressure. And for example, if we compare Dhoni, Dhoni is a great captain, but he was a finisher. He was not a opener. He was not a top batsman. He used to come at fifth number and he scored the finishing sixes and all. But
Yeah.
what we expect from Kohli is he used to we have to score 50 or 100 runs in each and every matches, and that's why what that happens with Sachin Tendulkar also. He was a great batsman. He was opener, but he was not a captain because he used to perform good in his batting.
Ma'am, I believe there is, no performance pressure on the Virat Kohli because what like he has raised his standard. People think like century bana ke isko jana hai, which is very wrong. He bats at such a important and critical position of three, sometimes even four, where we can see lot of swings and all that. So basically, he is building the innings not for his own sake but for his team purpose, and he has doing his job is very tremendous. So I don't think so there is performance pressure. If we see the pattern, after the World Cup he was asked to resign from T20, then ODI, and then recently Test. So this clearly shows that he is getting pressurized from the BCCI board, ma'am. We all know that, and even ma'am, you just saw once the Ravi Shastri left his job, after that all these discussions and all this things started getting erupted. So these states that there was some politics going on from board itself because they want
Exactly.
someone else to do that.
They were buddies.
That is always there. Okay, Prarthana, you were trying to say something.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. So, 100 बात की एक बात. A person, whenever with respect to Indian cricket, every time we have had to, our captains have resigned. It's been a very emotional issue for all of us. And Virat Kohli being Virat Kohli, I understand the pressure from BCCI, the pressure from the from the masses. इतनी सारी उम्मीदें जुड़ी हुई है. I understand all of that, but a person like Virat Kohli who performs brilliantly must have thought on all angles, and even with respect to BCCI, I believe he must have fought back wherever it was required. But then at his journey where he's at right now, he must have considered 10 issues and 10 other scenarios, what to do moving forward. So his decision of resigning as the captain, he must have felt deep inside that it's better to leave the captaincy in the hands of someone who can actually take this on and take our Indian cricket team to a different level. And he can again perform as a batsman, being inside the team, contributing to the team, and again making it a success.
Okay, Akhil, you were also been trying to speak.
Yeah, so I was trying to say that being a citizen and a people of this country, somewhat, we are also a reason to demotivate Virat Kohli. If a team win, we celebrate as a team, and if a team lose the match, we will then अरे यार captain ही घटिया था, उसके skills क्या, decision क्या, XYZ, and then we will take a memes on that. We will trouble him, we will target him.
Personal target, yeah.
The media will burst the captain as well. So मैं ये बोलता हूँ कि हम बीसीसीआई नहीं है, हमारे पे डिसीजन है कि कौन अगला मैच खिलाए कौन नहीं खिलाए, बट as a team supporter, as an Indian citizen, we can support our captain or our player to a level. मैं ये नहीं बोलूँगा कि सड़क पे उतर के तुम लोग चले जाओ रास्ते पे कि वी सपोर्ट विराट कोहली, वी सपोर्ट विराट, कहीं से भी कहीं पे भी हम विराट कोहली को सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं, एनी ऑफ द टीम प्लेयर. सो अगर हम एक टाइम पे विराट कोहली को देखें और उसके डिसीजंस को देखें दैट ही रिजाइन फ्रॉम द कैप्टनशिप, वो रीजंस पे हम कहीं बैठते कि हाँ उसने हमारे वजह से कहीं ना कहीं ये टीम छोड़ा है. Yeah, that's my point.
That's also valid point. Yes. How do we react and how do we behave as a society, as a community? Definitely is an important factor too.
But when he was giving results to us, but every time what happened in World Cup also we reached to semi-final, and that what happened I don't know. Every सभी out हो गए थे, लेकिन we reached to semi-final ना. We are showing the performance in every game and every series, but we are not getting the trophies that what make I think he used to win.
Yeah. Okay. It's very definitely this is a topic where I know where each of you who wanted to speak, it's very passionate, what you feel about it. Like cricket is definitely a religion that I think is the most, it's not utilized politically or something, that kind of a religion. So it's like very, very good religion that kind of binds us together, and the passion with which everybody speaks about it is amazing. Okay. जो लोग नहीं बोले, जिनका आवाज मैंने नहीं सुना है इसमें, लाइक पल्लव एंड अनुज वाज देयर, आलोक. दूसरा टॉपिक हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में वी विल टेक अप. आई वुड लाइक टू हियर एवरीबॉडीज वॉइस टुडे because we're not going to get not many chances now to do the GDs and debates and all. So the last few sessions. Okay. The groups जिनका वो round 1 में presentation बाकी था, Deepika, I think Deepika's group was one group. You there? Is she there, Deepika?
Yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
आपका बाकी था ना आपके group का?
Yes ma'am.
Will you be able to present next class?
Yes ma'am, 3:30.
3:30.
Yes ma'am.
3:30 we'll start with the presentation, and then we'll also start the planning for the next presentation. क्योंकि दो sessions है हमारे पास Monday को, next coming Monday को. उसमें not coming Monday is not 24th, 31st Monday. We have 2 sessions. So we will do a kind of an designing of it today if possible, and then presentations will happen in the last on the last day, 31st को. ठीक है? Fine then. 3:30 we meet again.
Yes,
Okay ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye. See you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.